Welcome to the Hardly Working podcast, where we work on my voluptuous lips. See, I did it right that time. I did it. I didn't have to retake that part. I didn't have to retake
Time
it.
to take away the juice.
Wait, no, please! Oh my god! That's what they called me back in high school, guys. The juice.
This is my favorite. Just that.
Me when I don't have apple juice.
Oh
wow.
my gosh.
It looks like I look like an alien whenever you do that. Man, that's like weird. Like, why'd you make me look like an alien, dude? You're weird for that.
'Cause you are? Question mark?
You can't mention that to people. Anyways, welcome. We are just doing some goofy little thumbnail shenanigans for the ninja video that we've talked about for the 15th time. So look at that beautiful thumbnail. Don't I look so concerned? Yes.
And sad.
Yes.
A single tear dripping down your face.
Single tears. But also, we have another theme for this episode. We are going to be discussing our wonderfully themed camp stories. Summer camp stories, to be exact. I can't English today.
It's okay. I'll do it for you, the most illiterate bitch in the room. Because Medz and I were summer camp children. And I want to acknowledge that not all kids went to camp. And the kids that didn't go to camp were losers that had parents that cared about them and wanted to spend time with them. I had parents that loved neglecting me as their hobby and loved pawning me off to teenage children being paid below minimum wage. I had good parents.
I wouldn't even say minimum wage because I used to be a camp counselor.
Oh wait, so we were both camp counselors too? Because I know we both went to camp, but I knew I was a camp counselor. I didn't know you were too.
I was also a camp counselor, which I have stories. I have stories of the kind, which were interesting. What kind
of kids did you have?
Jewish kids. I'm not kidding. They were Jewish kids. It was a Jewish summer camp. I worked at a Jewish summer camp, even though I wasn't Jewish.
How'd you get that job?
I don't know. I just applied for a summer camp job back in like high school, and then I got a job at a Jewish summer camp, and they loved me. They thought that I was the best, which I was. Me and the kids, we were tight homies. We dapped each other up on the school bus.
Homies with the local Jewish kids.
That's what you gotta be the homies with the local Jewish. Okay, that's what you gotta do. I was a diplomat. I was a diplomat of my time. I was bridging the gap between the alien Indians and the Jews.
I will keep that in mind when my local Hasidic Jews are walking out for their Sabbath. I'm just going to dab them up on the sidewalk and be like, how you doing? Shabbat shalom.
We did have to do a lot of Jewish prayers every morning or something like that. It was interesting. It was a good experience though. It was a great experience. You want to know one of the stories I did? Want to know an interesting thing I did as a camp counselor?
Yes.
Okay. So, obviously, it was the 4th of July, and everyone was like, you have to wear red, white, and blue. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll wear red, white, and blue. But the problem was I actually didn't have like red, white, and blue clothes, and I got really insecure about it. So I was just like, oh shit, I don't have like anything red, white, and blue. I'm only red and white. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to own it. So I literally printed out the Canadian flag and put it on my shirt. So the entire day, I just had a Canadian flag on my shirt. Everyone's like, why are you wearing a Canadian flag? It's like, it's Canada Day. I choose the days today. Today, 4th of July, it's Canada Day. And that was the story I did. And I didn't get in trouble, weirdly enough. I think everyone just thought it was funny. But I all my life, I felt so bad about that because I disrespected a federal holiday. And now, speaking it out loud,
that's like a crime.
I defiled this country with my Canadian humor. And I'm not even Canadian.
I know. You're just a traitor. You're just a traitor getting none of the benefits.
I'm a traitor to this country. I'm a traitor to the Jews. I'm a traitor to our fellow Americans. Couldn't live with myself.
Would the Jewish kids like care about you wearing American flag or Canadian flag? Like they'd look at you and be like, that's the least Jewish thing you can do. Be Canadian. Get the fuck out of here.
The minute they saw that, didn't want to speak with me at all. Turned their backs to me.
Just like Jesus.
Just like Jesus.
They hated Jesus because he spoke the truth.
I was speaking the
truth. I love that meme. I love that meme so much.
Okay, I gotta hear something from you now. Like that was just the light. That was just my lightest little dumb anecdote that I could think of just now. Okay, what did you do as a summer camp counselor?
I didn't have those sweet Jewish kids. At the best, I had like pretty chill like Asian and Indian kids, and then the other side of it were like the crackhead white kids, like the Italian, Polish, French, like just the fucking European American shitheads. And so none of my kids were like calm. And when I was a camp counselor, I could only do the youngest group. They did our groups by like different letters, and each letter corresponded with a grade. It was very abstract, more complicated than it needed to be. So there's A, B, C, D, E, and F. F is like all the kids that are in like 7th, 8th grade in middle school or going into middle school.
So you're giving them grades on their age?
Yeah, they get... No, so they get put into categories based off of like their grade level, and then you give them an age. I see what you mean.
You had to just explain it to yourself for a second. Yeah, all the young kids, y'all are Fs, failure children. Yeah.
Honestly, the kids in Group Fs were failure children. They were fucking failures. Valid. I had the Group A kids, not A because they were the smartest, A because they were the youngest. And I only was allowed to do the youngest set of kids, because a lot of times the camp counselors would like do the youngest kids one year and the second, so they'd jump from A to B to E or so on and so forth. But because I was so young and so short, the director did not want to put me with any of the older kids, and she was straight up like, you are too short and feeble to be respected by middle schoolers. And I was like, and I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, you are the same exact height as them. You can't be watching the older kids.
You would blend in so badly.
I would blend in, and it's horrible. So I was always stuck with the youngest kids. And there's one kid that I will never, ever, ever forget in my life. That boy changed me. It was like my second year. Sorry. No, not in a weird way.
I was going to say,
traumatized me.
that can be taken in multiple different ways.
Not in a Jeffrey Epstein way, and not in like a priestly way. In a he has traumatized me, and that I could probably file a lawsuit against this kid for the therapy bills I've had to get.
What did this kid do to you?
So he came into camp and he was already crazy. He wanted to like jump off of things. He was crazy, high energy all the time. And we were like, okay, we're going to chill. And he had to technically go a grade below. So he should have been in Group B, but he was with us in Group A because he just needed a little extra attention. And I was the first person to ever take this kid to the bathroom.
Oh no.
And we like take him to the bathroom. All the other kids are there. He goes inside, looks at the bathroom, and he's like, ugh. You want me to pee and poop in there? Oh. And I'm like, yeah, I get that it's bathroom, not kiddo. Yeah. Which, to be fair, camp bathrooms are fucking disgusting. Oh, 100%. I had a friend have a mosquito go up her vagina in a camp bathroom.
What? What?
That's another camp story for another time.
Okay. Yeah, just drop that casually in the conversation, why don't you?
Yeah. Drop it casually. But the bathroom, he was like, ugh, it's gross. I don't want to go in there. And we were like, well, sorry, you do have to pee somewhere, and we don't have a 5-star bathroom here. And I kept like trying to like gently convince him to go to the bathroom and sort of be like, hey, it'll be okay. Like, just pee. Look, all the other kids peed. And he was like, no, 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 no. And at the same time, while I'm trying to convince him to go to the bathroom, there are like some camp counselors and watching kids play on the playground right next to the bathrooms. So I'm like trying to convince him to go. And he's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'd rather pee outside. And I was like, well,
pee outside?
Can't pee outside. Yeah. He was like, I'd rather piss in a bush than piss in that bathroom. And I was like, well, we can't do that here. That's not decent. And he proceeded to ignore me and start going to the nearest fucking bush, which was still in front of all the children and all the other camp counselors. And I'm like trying to pull him away from the bush, being like, no, we can't piss in public. That is not appropriate. I know you see it in video games. You're not allowed to do the pissing in the public. And he was like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. And I kept trying to pull him away from the bush. At some point, he stopped giving a shit about making it to the bush. And he just starts unzipping his pants right fucking there. And I scream. I'm like, and all the male camp counselors come rushing over to me, trying to like cover him up and help out. Because like at this point, I am not dealing with that. I'm not. I was so horrified and so traumatized. However, this story does not end here. Let me go further on how this boy not only then traumatized me, but the entire camp.
Oh, dear God.
So, after a while, like a month, not a month, I guess like a week, time goes like slower in camp world. But like after a week, we start having issues with the bathroom where a mysterious kid starts smearing shit on the wall, like poop, just like poop on the wall, poop on the stalls. And they had to shut down some of the bathrooms and make us like walk 5 minutes to take the kids to the bathroom. And like every week, the director of the camp was saying like, whoever is smearing poop in the bathrooms, we will find you. And we were told, even if we were chicks, we'd have to go into the boys' bathroom. Even if there were guys, they'd have to stare. Or no, the girls didn't have the issue. It was only the boys' bathroom. So they asked the girls to check in the boys' bathroom just to make sure no one was doing that stuff. And to check and make sure after that it was clean, there was no poop smear. And like I was doing that. I was taking the piss bush kid into the bathroom, and it was fine after, so no one thought of it, especially after his weird piss and clean freak incident. And so we're just doing our own thing. It's whatever, blah, 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 blah. And week after week, we're having these poop smear incidents.
Oh, man. Oh, it's not just one incident. It is multiple incidents of the poop smearage.
It was multiple. It was once to twice a week. We got banned from the bathrooms at one point because it was happening so often. And we would have to like walk 5 minutes to our local like PAL, the little police academy league like buildings that are like public and stuff like that. We'd have to walk to that to use that bathroom.
In that case, you have to have the police investigate this situation. What do you mean? How can this one lone kid continuously be poop smearing? Unless it's like a cult of them, like it's all they're just like, okay, guys, listen, we gotta make everyone's life.
That's what we started to worry. That is what we started to worry, and we all had our suspicions. We had suspicions of the older kids. We had suspicion of like the troubled kids. We had suspicions on who was doing it, and 2 weeks like before the camp like season ends, drum roll, it was the piss bush kid the entire time. The kid who didn't even want to use the bathroom because it was so dirty was making it fucking dirtier.
He was complaining because the bathrooms weren't clean, so he can defile them. That was his one goal. He couldn't defile the bathrooms. He wanted to defile the forest, but in the end, the poop was smeared.
He must have just wanted a blank canvas to make his masterpieces. And the kid had to be kicked out. When they found out it was him, they kicked him out promptly. And I felt so bad for the kid, but as if he wasn't smearing poop, I think he should have stayed.
No, you know what? I think that kid's a pariah. That kid was setting an example, okay? He wanted to poop outside. He would rather piss outside. He's a man for that. What a real man. I'm sure he's doing great now in his life from a child.
He's probably an adult now, and if he is, he's probably a naturalist, and I respect that.
He's probably an artist with this shit. He's still smearing. He's probably still at it.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to imagine a shit artist. Not in a
if you ever I was gonna say if you ever think your art is shit, remember one kid literally drew with it. So just remember that you're not as bad as you think you are. But I don't how the fuck am I supposed to top the poop story?
Oh, I know I can top my story, but I also want to know what kind of kid were you in summer camp?
I was the quiet little chubby kid, okay? I was the kid who would want to sneak his DS or Game Boy on the premises so I could chill out and not think about having to talk to kids. I was antisocial.
You were the coolest fuck. You were one of the coolest fucking kids. The kids that snuck their games onto camp were the fucking bomb.
Well, okay, listen. I was in the Boys and Girls Club, right? I was in the Boys and Girls Club, okay? So some of us were allowed to bring our shit. You know, I remember the good old times going to Boys and Girls Club, you know, playing in the gym and then ending up maybe playing some box ball. You remember the four squares? I don't know. Everyone has a different name for this game.
Oh, we called it Foursquare.
Yeah.
I loved Foursquare.
That game was the shit. Okay, that game was. I want to play that again. I would play it again. I would go back on the playground and fuck some kids up.
Hardly working podcast Foursquare game.
100%. Let's do it. Pooping on the walls too. Can we poop on the walls, please? It adds to the summer camp experience.
No, it does not. I think I'm the only one with that experience.
But I want to experience it now. I need to meet this kid when he's an adult and see if he still got it. Does he still have it?
We'll hunt him down. We'll hunt him
down, guys. We'll find him. We'll interview him on this podcast. Why'd you do it? Why'd you do it? What compelled you? And then we're going to get down a deep, dark rabbit hole where it's like, it wasn't me. I was just possessed by some sort of demon.
Oh my gosh.
And then he converted to Judaism.
And then he converted to... I don't think he did, but sure.
Oh, man. But I mean, as a kid, though, yes, I was just a little quiet kid, just minding his business. Just trying to survive. I just wanted to survive. You think I wanted to be in my summer camp? Hell no. I did not want to be near that summer camp. I was like, the Boys and Girls Club especially. I just did not want to be there sometimes.
No one wants to go to summer camp. No one wants to fucking do it. Literally, the camp counselors had to convince us to play sports. And the punishment later down the line was when they became camp counselors, aka me. You then are the person trying to force kids to play sports. And they're just sitting there on their freaking phones, on their little DSs, not playing sports, not being active.
That was us every time. But honestly, though, thinking about it now, going into a summer camp now is like, as an adult, I'm like, damn, we were snotty little kids, man. What do you mean? Summer camp seems like the best thing ever. If I could just go like a month, like a whole, like, you know, every day, just going away and just having fun, like running around in the sun, forgetting my problems exist. What else would I be doing? Sitting at home, spitting poop on the walls? Like, there's nothing else I would be doing.
I think it's like nap time, though. I think it's like nap time where I know for me in kindergarten, I loathed nap time. I physically could not nap. my body would not let me. So it was torturous to sit in silence for like 15 to 30 minutes. And I think camp's the same way, where it's like you think about it as a kid and you're like, oh my gosh, I hate this. This is the worst experience of my life. And then you're like, become an adult, and I'm like, you're paying hundreds of dollars just to relive the camp experience.
Wait, nap time in camp though? Who does nap time in camp?
No, I meant school, but I think the analogy is that it's similar to nap time. Although, like, I know a few, like, little baby summer camps that would have the nap time, but my camp didn't. I was honestly, like, for, like, the pre-K kids.
We gotta bring back nap time across the board. You know, we gotta let everyone take a nap time. I would, imagine you're working your 9 to 5, then all of a sudden it's like, all right, guys, this from 12 to 3 p.m. it is nap time. I'm just like, I would be
so much better at my job. I have it in my contract that I'm like I could be fired if I am caught like even looking like I'm sleeping at a job, which like it's obvious, but to put it in a contract is pretty fucking wild. To like put it in the handbook is insane. And it's like, well, it makes sense though, because that job fucking exhausts me. It makes me the sleepiest of eepiest. It's fucking insane.
It's a common thread for a lot of people if they have to put it in the contract.
Yeah. Yeah,
I would totally be so down. I would totally be so down to bring a work mandated nap time. Like if that was a thing, I honestly think suicide rates would go down, quitting would go down, everyone would be happier. You know, like, the whole world will be a better place if we just had a corporate mandated nap time.
Honestly, yeah. Google, Amazon, get on that shit.
Amazon, get on that shit right now. Add that to your little corporate lifestyle. I want to be that. I want to be the guy to just take a nap real quick. Anyways, camp stories. Yes, camp stories. That's where I wanted to do. Oh, so I remember back in camp, back in the boys and girls camp, there was this big coveted thing you could have. As we said, the DS, right? If you brought the DS, you were the shit. Okay, you were the shit. Mm-hmm. But I remember this one time I was in camp and this kid wanted to use my DS because I had Bowser's Inside Story. And I was just like, oh yeah, sure. You can play it. I knew the kid just well enough. And he's like, cool, I'll even pay you to just like let me use it for the day. And I'm like, oh
damn.
All right. My business mogul moves started ticking. I was like, you know what? $5 if he just lets me play his game throughout the entire day. Like, I see this as an absolute win. I could buy myself an extra cookie. Fat Medz back in the day, you know, thinking that probably. And I'm just like, you know what? Sure, let's do it. So I give him my game. I give him the game. He gives me the $5. And he's like, okay, I'll bring it to you by the end of the day. I'm like, cool. And I'm like, sick. Let me just go around, do my thing, right? Comes the end of the day. I say, okay, time to get my rental back. You know, gotta get my game because I love Bowser's Inside Story. Mm-hmm. So I go back to the kid, and the thing is, like, I'm trying to find this kid. It's like he's actively avoiding me. I'm trying to find this kid, and it's like, oh fuck, he's just not here. So I guess maybe he left early or something. So I said, okay, I guess I have to find it tomorrow. I come back tomorrow, still not there. He's just gone. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, oh my God, did I just get robbed by a child from Bowser's Inside Story? So, and I'm just like, I'm actually sad, by the way, because I loved this game. Okay? And I just got gypped because this kid just really wanted to play it more than me. Until the day after. He's still not there. Mm-hmm. But then I find it on the ground, under the bleachers, where the deal was made.
Oh
He
my
paid me
gosh.
$5. Never, I don't know if he hit it or if he dropped it, but the game was there under the bleachers. He never came back, by the way. I never saw that kid again.
That's wild.
This kid commits the biggest transaction of my life, leaves, me thinking he stole my game, and then to never even have stolen it. Maybe he would have, or maybe the guilt, maybe the guilt of losing the game just overrid him so bad, he just never came back. I don't care.
Yeah, that is
that story.
At least you got it back, because I've heard of people doing that, and like when it came to the DSs, there would be physical fights if like people were like threatening not to give it back. It's like the DSs are a serious freaking endeavor. You don't screw around with the DS. But respect to him, to even though he never came back, that he gave it back to you in some way. A little notice would have been nice. Even maybe like a little treasure map to make it seem like an adventure, or at least a purposeful one.
Give me some sort of objective here. You can't just drop this and leave it and never come back. Like, I mean, but it must have been unprompted. You know,
Yeah.
he was going about it throughout the day, realized he lost it, and just couldn't live with the guilt. I mean, maybe he just thought it wasn't worth it, and he just left camp. He just ran into the woods. I'd probably cause the kid to just go missing.
Ran into the woods to join my shit kid. They're gonna start like a naturalist not concubine.
What are you saying right now?
I confuse concubines with communes.
What is a concubine?
You don't know what a concubine is?
No, I do not know off the top of my head what a concubine is.
Concubines are like mistresses to like royalty. So like a king would have his wife, but then he would have like other like purposeful wives, like wives that he chooses, but they're like beneath the main wife, and they're concubines. He just fucks them. He just goes bam, bam, bam.
So they're just his body bags. That's a concubine.
Exactly. They
More
stand
like
there, look pretty.
Missed opportunity to make a dick joke when that's literally their purpose. Concubine. Also, it sounded way cooler than actually what it sounds like. I thought I was about to say concubine. If it was concubine, right? I was thinking of the Columbine from Half-Life 2. You know, I'm thinking of like the guys like the super like cop people, alien cops from Half-Life. That I don't know why that's what I was expecting something cooler.
Can be pretty cool. Some of them like know how to use a knife and kill the kings. They do some major cool things.
Wow. Wait, was there like a famous concubine that I should know of?
Well, I feel like there's a few. Like there's the one, I'm trying to remember her name. It was like a Chinese pirate lady.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there was like a female Chinese pirate who was like a concubine that was put on a ship. But then I wish it's like Zhu Wen. I don't want to mix her up with the Empress, because there's two really like badass women I know in Chinese history. One was an Empress of China, and the other was like a pirate that like even the British Navy feared. Yeah, there a lot of times being a concubine was a way to do that. I think her name was Zhen Yisao.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should be a concubine and be remembered. I should be an Asian
yes.
Chinese pirate lady. And be a concubine.
Podcast ended, guys. Medz and I are just going to become concubines and inevitably become pirates.
I will. Honestly, that would be the life right now. And then we can go on sea talking about our stories of childhood. I can't speak today. I've lost my English touch today. Also, why is the middle so red?
Oh no, shit! I made her pink.
Why did you make her so pink?
I was trying to adjust the background and I was on the wrong layer.
What's up with? Why is there like? I feel like a black hole is about to summon from behind us.
I'm adjusting it. I'm working on it.
Okay, fine. You know what?
I'm hardly working.
Just keep working. Do your thing. Do your little thing. But perhaps you can tell me a little bit about you as a child camper, because you haven't told me.
I was a menace. Of course I was. Of course. I don't think anyone would expect me. No one would expect me to be anything less of a menace. I was like a wild animal, and I could not be tamed. I wasn't really causing trouble, but everyone tried to blame me for causing trouble, and it was always great. It was always great. It was always like they would just turn to me and be like, "It's Robyn's fault," and I'm like sitting here picking grass at the ground, like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna collect this grass."
Oh, you're a grass picker now?
I was a grass picker every sport I played, every time at camp. And I loved like collecting the little acorns, and I loved I loved the trees and like shaking them down. I was a menace to my local flora. I could be categorized as an invasive species with how much I destroyed the local plant life.
Okay, but where's the real menacing? Okay, like on a scale of innocent to like actual terrorist. Okay, we need to figure out where exactly you land on this list. Okay, so please, you have to have an actual messed up story you've done or a crazy story you've done as a child.
I do have a crazy story, but I don't feel like my crazy story is terrorist levels. It's actually a beautiful story about friendship and loyalty. Because
do you think I want these happy stories on my podcast? No.
Oh, wait until you hear the fucking story. You're gonna say it sounds so surface level, but it is a traumatic experience for me and my entire friend group. I had two main core friends, Raven and Bree. Bree was like a sweet little ginger, could not do harm. Raven was just like a normal, everyday girl who should not have been hanging out with us. She was way too normal and way too chill, but she decided she liked us anyway. And then there was me, the little gremlin of the group that both of them were trying to control the entire time and keep down. And one day, my friend Raven, she had like a really like clogged, runny nose, and she's like, I need to blow my nose. But she didn't have any napkins. She didn't have any tissues. No one at our like camp table had them. Bree didn't have them. I didn't have them. But what we did have was water bottles. So I turned to Raven with my harebrained scheme, and I'm like, Raven, I'm going to help you. And she's like, okay, Robyn, how will you help me? And I'm like, blow your nose into my hand.
What?
And she's like, what? Yeah, exact same reaction. She's like, what? Excuse me? I'm not going to do that. And Bree's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And I'm like, I don't care. I care about you, Raven, and I care about your well-being. There's no paper towels in that bathroom. We have no napkins or paper towels here. We are in barren lands. And I will sacrifice. Well, because she needs something to like she didn't want to do it in her own hand. And that's what my mom taught me. You just do it in your own hand, wash your hands, call it a day. So I sacrificed my hand to make her do it. And everyone was trying to convince me not to do it. They were like, no, it is not.
Like, you don't know, like, listen, as you said, Raven is the normal one, okay? And if the random ass girl, the little short, like, you know, a little Italian girl runs up to like, I want you to blow your nose into my hand. Trust me, I'm not a creep. I won't be licking it up afterwards, but please blow your nose into my hand. I don't know why I made you sound like an evil leprechaun.
Like a leprechaun. Well, to be fair, I am Irish too, even though you said an evil Italian girl, and you're still not far off with the accent. But no, I saw it as a token of my friendship. I saw it as me sharing a sense of loyalty and connection. And after a bit of convincing, I got her to do it. She blew her nose into my hand, and then I proceeded to go into the bathroom and wash my hand. And I was like, doesn't that feel better, Raven? And she's like, yeah, I do feel better. And I'm like, see? My plan worked. I am a genius. I am a survivalist. Put me on Naked and Afraid. I will survive.
You know what? Yes. When the minute she blew her nose into your hand, you just told her exactly this. You're like, congratulations, you've now activated the side quest with this leprechaun. And he's like, now you must slay a dragon and find my gold. Yes, that is exactly what happened.
That's some smiling friend shit right there.
You activated some sort of side quest. She was not ready for it.
I'm just gonna clip that audio, send it to like Oni Plays, and be like, here's inspiration for season 3. Put me on.
Would you like a pot of gold? Just blow your nose into my hand. Okay, I actually have an interesting hypothetical now. I got an interesting hypothetical. Okay, let's say you were a NPC in any game. It could be any RPG, any genre. You could decide if it wants to be fantasy, future, whatever kind of setting. If you were an NPC, what would your quest be? Your optional side quest.
I feel like I've thought about this all my life, and now that the question is proposed to me, I don't have it. Well, I gotta think about it. Well, I think, do you have your answer? Like, what would your side quest be?
Okay, yes. Okay, so mine would definitely be a sort of like GTA side quest kind of deal. You know, like I feel like I would be some like random ass like crackhead on the streets, and I go up to the main character and I'm just like, listen, kiddo, I got this crazy new drug. It's called flip flop. You ever try it? You ever try this like thing called flip flop? And they're just, then they're obviously hesitant. I'm like, I just have this flip flop, and I just literally take a crock, I slap it on their face, and then they have a drug sequence. I'm the drug sequence,
like the weed levels on GTA 5.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm the weed guy's levels. Like, you wanna smoke this good shit?
You wanna smoke this quick old Zaza?
Michael fucking freaks the fuck out. Trevor commits genocide, and Franklin is like, this ain't shit, you fucking loser. Give me the good stuff.
Oh, you want the harder flip-flop? Okay, I got you, fam. I got you, Franklin.
And one of them sees aliens. I think it's Michael that sees aliens, and I think that's exactly what yours would be like.
Exactly. That's exactly what my side quest would be. Very simplified, very straight to the point, you know? Like, I am the drug-induced psychosis side quest. So, I think it's pretty cut and dry. But now for you, Robyn, have you given it some thought? What's your setting, at least?
I feel like if I were an NPC in a game, like, I would be in, like, a Fallout, like, post-apocalyptic game. Right. And I feel like, as much as I would love to say I have a crazy level, like, in my mind, I would be like an NPC where I'm like, we're gonna build an empire. Like, we are going to rebuild society with a piece of plywood and a rubber band. And I feel like I would be like that annoying Preston-like character that's like, we have to go save another settlement. And I feel like that's the shit that I would pull. Like, I would be an NPC that like loops the same mission over and over and over again. And or like the fucking fairy in Link being like, hey, listen, and like just giving like weird fucking tips. I would just have the most repetitive shit ever. Those would be my types of missions, and they would probably be like some sort of like collection mission or like building up a town mission, like some like what's that Facebook game, that like Farmville Facebook game? I would be doing some Farmville shit as my NPC quest. I sit here acting like the most murderous person in the world. Literally an hour ago, I was putting hundreds of dollars in those little coin like sleeves. That's what I was doing. I was doing that for 3 hours straight. And I had like my friends looking at me being like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, this is the shit. Just give me some metal music and some coins to organize, and I'm set for fucking life.
I feel like you're definitely underestimating your side quest capabilities. Okay, I 100% think that yes, you would be the annoying little settlement bitch. You will be the annoying little poke someone's face and be like, "Hey, listen, we should go kill those random ghouls over there because they stole my pencil," you know? But I think you have that energy where you are like inconspicuously crazy and stupid throughout the entire game, but then somehow it all comes together where you are the big bad evil villain at the very end who somehow got all this power by pure luck.
I feel like that is exactly what it would be. Actually, I do have like an idea for a character that's sort of similar to that, where it's like a settlement type mindset. She wants to like rebuild like this theater and this idea, but her secret the entire time is that she is a cannibal. She's so sweet and nice to your face, but then like you go back to her hometown and they're like, wait, why are you paired with her? Like, she eats people. And then like the other character confronts her and she's like, how the fuck do you know that? Who the fuck told you I eat people? You better keep that shit quiet. Otherwise, you're fucking next, asshole.
This really just sounds like the plot to an anime or something. like a really like a love drama anime. It's like My Girlfriend's a Cannibal. Like I already got you a fucking title right there.
Oh, she does.
Like I'm even sure it's like you have just like some guy, slice of life dude living his life, and then all of a sudden it's like he finds out his girlfriend is eating a human in like a garbage can, like or something like that. Like it's gonna be some wild
traumatized
fucking
for life.
Oh man. Speaking of which, how's this?
That would be like a cute slice.
Oh, sorry.
You're
It would
me
be
on
a
the
cute slice.
thumbnail,
I was
so
gonna go thumbnail mode, but I would appreciate a cute slice of life cannibal anime girl. That would be rather
it's okay.
interesting.
You can ask about the thumbnail.
No,
I talk about slice of life so much.
Oh, fine. Okay, time for me to give you constructive feedback.
So-
It all sucks.
Because I'm trying to play with the background color, because I think pink on pink was a bit too bright. And I'm like, well, we don't want the browns, purples, greens. And I was like, blue's not... Oh, wait.
Ooh.
What was that shade of purple? What do you
Like
think
a
of
lavender?
this?
A little bit of a
A
lavender.
little lavender.
Lavender don't look too bad.
Okay.
But also, you gotta pink out my lips because I still have those big, beautiful, juicy lips. Those DSLs right there.
Oh, I forgot. You wanted a little more color.
We need more color on my lips.
More color.
More color.
I gotta do like those little fancy lip tattoos to brighten up your lips.
Oh yeah.
I hope you will all enjoy like 10 to 20 more minutes of me just painting his lips.
Oh, exactly 20 minutes. So yes, you will enjoy another 20 minutes of my beautiful, luscious lips. And while we do that, this is your time. If you are currently listening to this, leave a review on Spotify or hit that like button. See, guys? If you do it, I won't scream. Okay, so you better do it. Otherwise, I will scream and blow your eardrums out. I will do it. Robyn knows I will scream. Right, Robyn?
Oh,
Yeah?
did you disappear?
Disappear? Where? I've been here the entire time. I've been plugging.
I heard you doing the plug-in, and then I just hear your mic go, and I'm like, oh my gosh! Not during the self promo. He can't disappear during the self promo.
My mic is always, if it is messed up, then that's something for me later to deal with. But yes, thank you for so much for leaving that review. I'm so happy. Leave that 5-star review.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Anyways.
And you know what? While you're at it too, if you're on YouTube, leave a comment with your strain camp stories.
Yes, you know what? I would love to hear your stories. We would love to hear the fact that maybe you also, maybe the kid who smeared shit on the walls will reply. He gets to reveal his motivations. What did you do to me?
That's it. No, I can't be canceled. I can't be canceled.
My lips even redder. I straight up have fucking lipstick on me.
I have to say though, seeing you with lipstick on, your eyelashes are luscious.
I've been told I have very nice eyelashes. I think every compliment I've gotten has always been from a woman, and they're just like, I've multiple times in my life. Okay, no, trying to like stroke my ego. I've had someone like I would talk to like a girl or something, or mostly girls. It would be a girl who does this, and they're just like, can you like? I have to pause for a second. Your eyelashes are really nice, and I'm just like, thanks. And they're like, they're in disbelief.
Guys have the best eyelashes, though. I hate you guys because you guys have the best nails, the best hair, the best eyelashes, and you do fucking nothing with it. You just fucking roll out of bed. You don't do any styling. You don't do any nail care. You have the opportunity to fucking peacock about, glitz, glam, and bedazzle yourself up, and you choose to barely shower. What the fuck?
Listen, maybe that's the secret. The secret is to not care. That's how it looks so good.
I hate you for saying that. I hate you for saying that, because I had a guy say that to me like when my first year in college, because I like struggle with like a little bit of acne. Shout out to my fellow acne strugglers. And I was like talking about it, and I was like, I'm trying all this different thing to get clear skin. And he's like, have you ever just washed your face with a Dove bar? And I'm like, excuse me? Yeah, just like the same soap you put all over your body, just rub that shit on your face. And I'm like, no.
Yeah, you don't just do that?
That'll be so much worse.
It's just simple little bar of soap. You don't need a facial cleanser or moisturizer or anything like that. Just like throw like soap on your face. Like, why don't you, while you're at it, just take some feces, doo-doo fart, and put that on your face. Yeah.
Yeah, just pull out camp school and just paint your face with shit. That'll clear your skin up.
It not only intimidates the people in front of you, but it also makes you look really cool. Like, you're like a wild animal. It's like Lord of the Flies type shit.
Lord of the Flies type shit. I would love to be in a Lord of the Flies scenario. Just be stuck on an island and make a haphazard government that collapses in on itself very quickly and just fucking go at each other. Oh,
Lord of the Flies
except
is just
the kid shit.
Lord of the Flies is just if the kids were the counselors for a camp. That's all it is. If the kids ran like there was like a whole like TV shows where it was like kid camp or something like that, and the kids would literally have to do everything.
Oh, are you talking about that like one JonTron video where like he talked about that show?
There was like a show where they put kids in this random like dusty like saloon western town to just survive. Like they had to figure out the food, they had to figure out the money, they have to figure out everything.
You know what? I would have rocked in that. I would have thrived. Did most of them die of heat stroke or like fucking suffer? Maybe. But I would have thrived.
You know what also that reminded me of? There was this like amusement park or like attraction for kids, right? And it was, I forgot what it was called, but it was like basically kids simulate an adult life in like a kid-friendly zone. Like kids, it's basically Gmod role playing, but in real life. Like you would go to this place.
I've seen it, but I haven't watched that video yet.
I don't know if it's. I think I did see a video. I don't remember. I just remember this vaguely about it. Like I remember seeing it, but it was like this. You would go to this like this attraction, like this park, right? Your parents would leave you there, and like you could just stay there the whole day and live a fucking alternate life of like money and economy. Kids like role playing as like, you know, in their roles. Like you have a whole ass like police and justice system for the kids. You have like, you know, probably some drugs in there too. I'm sure they have some like illegal substances for the kids, like fake illegal substances.
Some
obviously
drugs.
It's like, you know, it's like the kids are just slinging flip flop on the streets. And all it is again, just a literal physical flip flop, but maybe the kids slap themselves to get a little bit of a high with it. But like, you know,
No,
it's like,
they would take like sticks and smoke them like cigarettes. That's what I loved doing that as a kid. I loved my favorite activity as a kid was to pretend I was smoking. There was something about pretending like I was a smoker that I like got this high off of. And I think that was like one that went awry, but personally as a kid who just always dreamed about being an adult and doing the most boring adult shit like putting coins in pouches and going to work, like I would literally live for that as a kid. I would love that so much. I was the type of kid to get mad during bumper cars when you wouldn't let me drive normally.
you're like, I want to use my turn signal.
Yes, exactly. I'd be like, why doesn't the turn signal work? Hey, why'd you crash into my car? Give me your license and insurance.
You know what?
Give me your registration.
It is very telling when the children want so hard to be like adults, but then when you become an adult, you just want to go back to being a child.
Absolutely.
It's like when you were in the summer camps. Did I ever play what?
I don't know, because playing pretend is a super duper girly thing. I don't know if you ever played pretend, but did you ever like play house with your friends or anything?
I probably did at one point. I just don't remember it. I don't remember the children.
I always loved playing house, but I was always designated to either be the dad or the dog. Those were my only two roles. No in between.
You were either the man or you were on your fours.
I was on my fours either way.
Oh, you were a child.
What could I say? I liked crawling.
Oh God, you monster. I was gonna say earlier, like, it's like when you're in summer camp, right? And it's like, you know, when you're like a kid and you see like all the older like camp counselors, you're just like, oh, those are like the adults in the conversation. But then when you become the camp counselor yourself, you're just like, I am not the adult here. I am just a fucking child who barely gets paid to deal with these gremlins.
Absolutely. I was literally the same way. I was same exact way. I don't know about you, but like when I was a kid and I had camp counselors, I thought they were all like at least like late 20s, early 30s. And then I look back and I'm like, dude, half of those kids literally aged out of the camp and just came right back because their parents didn't want to take care of them.
And they also wanted to give them an excuse to get paid. Like, it's imagine being in mid-30s in that camp. Like, I would not want to be there. I would not want to be alive if I was managing a summer camp in my 30s.
Yeah, I respect them, but I also feel so bad for you. Blessings. I'll start a donation, like GoFundMe for you guys to get you out of it. Because dealing with kids at that age, dealing with kids that young has put me in a position where I'm like, I don't want them. No, get children away from me. I dealt with them for 4 years straight, being paid to deal with them. I will not be doing it, not only not for free, but be paid to deal with that. I will not pay to deal with that shit. Nuh-uh.
Burn them at the stake. Burn the children at the stake.
Look at us talking about murdering and maiming children again.
It's our average shenanigans. Okay, when you come to the Hardly Working podcast, you come for shenanigans and bloodthirsty murder rampages on children.
Yes, we are child haters. We hate children.
That's how you know, guys. We're not crazy.
Yeah, because we hate children.
You can't catch us for being a Dr. Disrespect.
Sane people. Exactly. You might catch us beating up a child, but you'll never catch us beating off a child.
Okay. Well, I muted my mic. I was that freaked out. You just brought that shit to the deep end.
I'm sorry. It was right. It's sitting right there, and my mind was like, "Say it,
It was
Say it'll be
we
funny.
we were coasting on a nice PG rating this episode, and she's like, "Time to bring it over to the rated R section, baby." We could have been a nice kid-friendly episode today, and she's just like beating off kids.
No, the word "not" was in front of that. Thank you very much. Not.
Oh man. Well, what does this look like? Oh gosh, what are you doing with her hair?
I saw an empty pixel, and I'm going to fill the pixel.
It's there because it's your fault.
Damn.
You didn't do a good job. Why'd you make it black?
Well, I didn't make it black.
Yes, you did.
Oh my gosh,
better.
here you go. I made it lighter. Shut
There
the
you
fuck
go.
up.
That makes more sense. Those 3 pixels
How-
now
how
make sense.
How do you like your lips? How do you like your lips?
Oh, I want to smooch me so hard right now. Zoom that shit out. Zoom my baby face
Zoom
out. Oh yeah, that's what I like.
It won't let me. Procreate's like, no.
You have to stick with this perspective.
Oh my gosh, I keep going back. Slowly. There we go.
That's a little too far out. I can barely see it.
Oh! I didn't realize you were actually trying to see the thumbnail.
Yes,
and
I'm
assess
trying to
its
do
quality.
my job.
That's crazy. Why would you want to do that?
I'm just trying to do my job. But I think that looks pretty decent. It looks interesting. It looks visually engaging. Why don't you send that over to me real quick? I could do some stuff to it.
Wait, what? You're actually gonna say it's finished?
Well, no, I didn't say it's finished. I didn't say it's finished. You know, this is just version 1 of version 100. Okay, this is just one small little aspect of these thumbnail. So
now everyone can watch me label all the layers.
Aw, she's actually doing some quality of life. I'm so proud of you.
Quality of life?
Yes, this is my quality of life changes, okay? When Robyn just labels her layers, it makes me brain go good. Except I did not sound like I spoke any English there. I don't know what you spread to me. I'm just not speaking English today.
I spread the non-English disease to you. I was having a stroke earlier in the week, and now I've passed it along to you. You're welcome.
My brain losing function in my left side of my brain. Oh no. Maybe I shouldn't joke about that. That's kind of a fucked up joke. My bad, guys. If you ever had a stroke. I have a friend who had a stroke, like, at our age.
Really?
Yeah. Like, he was telling me about it, and, like, it was terrifying. I was like, damn, dude, I feel so bad for him. But also, like, how the fuck do you get a stroke in your 20s? Like, what did you do?
And I am saying this to all of my old ass coworkers. They don't realize how stressed we are. I had a coworker who's the same age as us. He's like in his like early 20s, and he had like something really bad go on, and he had a panic attack at work, and everyone else got nervous, so they called an ambulance. And my coworkers were like, wow, he's so young. I can't believe he had a panic attack. He's way too young to have that. And I'm sitting here like, that's funny.
Well, that's
I've had
one of
like
those things.
6 already.
That's one of those things where, like, you don't need to, like, when you get a heart attack, that's where it's like, okay, you're like 15, or you're like in your 20s and 30s. Like, how could you get a heart attack? But, like, a panic attack is a completely different story. Anybody can get a panic attack.
I guess that's fair, but it's just like, I just remember all my coworkers being like, he's way too young for that. And then I even talked to him after. He's like, oh no, I've had these before.
What is
like,
the appropriate age to get a panic attack? Please tell me. I am very curious. What is the appropriate age to get a panic attack?
I don't know. I feel like to them, they were like waiting for us to like be 30. Like, they're like, you didn't face any real trials and tribulations yet. You don't face that until you have kids, little camp going kids that are menaces and smear shits on the walls. That's when you're allowed to have a panic attack. That's when you're allowed to have it. And we're like sitting here like, you're dumping all the labor onto us. We're barely getting paid enough to do it. We have like people suffering around us, and you expect us to just be vibing with this? Sure. You're absolutely right. You
Next time.
boomers.
Next time, I'll wait until I'm in my 40s to have a panic attack. Okay, old people?
Yep.
Jeez.
Exactly.
But yes, I think this thumbnail looks pretty solid. I wouldn't say perhaps maybe this is the final thumbnail. Who knows? It could be the first, or it could be the last. You never know.
Or it could be 1 out of 37 thumbnails Medz makes me make.
Tee-hee. That's the job. That's my job, Robyn. Listen, it wouldn't be the hardly working podcast if I didn't make you hardly working. Or other way around. If I didn't make you working. There we go. Because I'm the hardly. Yes, I got the tagline.
You're the hardly.
I'm the hardly, and you're the working.
I didn't know we designated who was who.
Right. Now we have identified that I am the hardly and you're the working. Tell me, what have I done this entire time besides yap?
Well, I think one time, you edited something.
That one time. Out of the however many episodes we have now.
I know.
Next time, I will do some work. Okay, don't worry. I will do something next time. My job is to be the man, the funnies, and then I just yell at you here and there. That is my role.
And man, you do a good job at that yelling.
Thank you so much, Robyn. And thank you for tuning in on this episode of the Hardly Working Podcast. Be sure to leave a rating in the Spotify's, leave a like, and leave a comment. We'd love to hear what you say. But for now, I want to be racist. I'm sorry, I was just reading the sign. I'm not saying that as a statement to me. I'm just saying that.
Oh my gosh, wait.
Never mind. I'm not racist,
right,
I swear.
At the end of the podcast, what the fuck happened?
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.